We
Hey,
are we are live today doing a brand new thing in Soul Meets Structure. My name is Jennie Friedman, and this segment is what it is to be human. So we're going to discuss it with people who have come up here live with me today. Okay, wait, hold on. I hear me. Boom. Okay. So we're definitely live, and it is great because if you're watching this, we want to invite you to join us during this time. When we have these conversations. They'll be Thursdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so, what it is to be humans, like kind of a big, broad topic. And I think today we're just going to start off with Anda. You were here, like with bells on. Let's just throw the mic to you, and why don't you start us off and talk? And
mm,
everyone gets to chime in as they feel. Okay.
what it means to be human. I think, first of all, it's to live actual human experiences as they come. Um, I think we more or less are going with awakening, new earth, and energy topics as well together, right? So when we start notice that something goes in circles, I'm talking about unpleasant events, and we that's human nature to start look where is some kind of solution something, and then we are finding a lot of information. Nowadays you even don't know anymore, is it coming from soul or is it coming from out artificial intelligence, is it natural intelligence? So information is so much, and people are gathering information. I was like, oh, this could help. Oh, this could help. And then we are seeing a lot of people who bought like hundreds of courses and never finished any of them, or like sign up for healing sessions, which is full online and never actually attend them. And then they are wondering, but nothing, and then they develop this belief, nothing works for me.
Right.
But question is, have you ever actually did something? And if you did you do it just once, or you actually did continuous process to change something?
Right.
And I think human design really good can explain there is very different, many different people, many different ways how we approach things. Some has really good willpower to actually do it.
That's
Other
me.
people Other people doesn't have, like me,
Right.
but when we, as a people, again, there is always different ways. When we are on a rock bottom, we can make a decision, that's it.
Yeah. Embodiment.
Or actually start do something. And
Yeah.
then people who doesn't have willpower that strong are kicked to actually do something. So I think what came in my mind, working this week with quite a lot of people who are embodying the knowledge, and the changes is coming through unbelievable. I think that's what I want to say. Don't listen what others are saying. Choose, listen what heart is saying. Go that direction and do. One day, another day, third day, week, two, three,
Yeah.
but results will come.
That's what I was
Results.
just talking about in this previous meeting I just had, was
Right.
that people are learning. They go seek, oh, I have a problem. I go seek the answer. I find the answer. And then I learn how to do this. Like you said, read the module, do the lesson,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay, now I know. Okay. Okay, next. What do I go find? To go
Where
find
is the
another hand.
implementation? Where is
And
the
the
implementation?
implementation, yeah,
No,
and that
embodying.
execution and
Yeah.
embodiment, yeah. So that's the
I-
topic, guys. Who wants to go into embodiment? Who wants to tell us what all they think the pain in the butt about embodiment? Because it's a pain in the ass. I know it is. Do you have big thoughts?
I want to say that sometimes doing is not enough because you might be doing the wrong things or you might be doing the right things, but not be doing them in a way that's conducive to getting results.
Can you
Um,
give an example?
well, just like with my networking events, I was thinking, oh, not as many people are showing up as I want to show up. And then I was asking myself, I don't think it's energetics. I think it's something that I'm doing, not driving enough traffic to the event. And sure enough, I posted about the event more. I mentioned it more. I reminded people, it's like, okay, I did more. And then actually more people came in, and for an evening event, I had more people like than I normally do. I actually ended up putting people in breakout rooms, which was great. So it's like,
Oh, that's so fun.
yeah, so it's not,
Congratulations.
yeah, it's not just embodiment. It's doing the steps, but it's also doing the steps in a way that's embodied.
But that is embodiment. That
Yeah,
is, you got you got what you should do, because embodiment, it is actually doing. You stepped
it's the
out of your
doing.
comfort zone. You did
Yeah.
something different. That is exactly where the idea lies. Well done.
Yeah,
Right
that's good, Lori.
example.
Now,
So what is
anybody
the
else got a thought on that? Go ahead, Kay.
so what is the working definition, just so that we can start with context and intention, is what are we defining embodiment as? Because I probably have a different word for what is being described, and I just wouldn't call it that. So
So what do you call it? What do you think?
I don't know what embodiment means to everyone. I hear doing. Um,
Yeah,
that's action taking. There's a layer of aligned in that, is oftentimes you're working against what you want. We see this in the diet world. I want to lose weight, I'm having cake. That's action, but it's not aligned. If embodied meaning,
right,
if embodiment means you're matching what you want as the goal and your actions are getting you on that pathway, I
right.
understand. One of the words I tend to use as far as the human experience is integration. And what
Yes.
that looks like as far as the human experience is, we go back to the word experience. I'm not human. I'm not a human. I'm not a Chicagoan. These things that the brain and the ego lazily want to solve or make sense of things. We get inaccurate with the words we use. Language is a moving target. It's often a breakdown. It's why we have so many problems hearing and understanding each other.
Yes.
But I will, as somebody who is trying to train people into their super mind and understand that you're playing a very different game than you think you are. This is about your avatar down here. The human experience is much like taking a bunch of courses or being in a curriculum. I take math. I do math. I am not math. I can't possibly be human because it's a curriculum. I can be a soul that can have an avatar named Kendra, and that is what I operate through the video game. But my soul is the real player outside of this platform, and that is probably the secret to a lot of my successes outside of the Earth Camp realm. Is I am very fortunate that I have great clarity. I don't have decision fatigue. I'm not in a freeze or fail loop over and over again, because I don't get lost in character. And as somebody who uses film as a great way to showcase what I'm trying to explain, if any of you are old enough, I'm a Gen Xer, there was a TV show called Kung Fu. And David Carradine got lost in the character of being like a karate master. He was just a guy playing this character on a TV
Yeah.
show, and he forgot David and became the character, so much so that at a bar one day on a vacation, he challenged somebody to a fight and ended up in a hospital, because that's what getting lost in your brain and not using your
Oh
mind.
my gosh, are you serious? He like thought he was a karate master even though he's an actor?
He became so disassociated, like we do when we start saying, I'm human, I'm human, I'm only human. and you're in all of the tools of your human emotions and all of the limitations of your human brain instead of the mind that your soul has, it gets a little, it gets a little wobbly and freaky and frustrating and irritating, and your success rate drops the more you think that that's who you are. That
That's
is
what I was thinking
what
was
you're doing.
the meaning maker.
Mhm.
Like we are the meaning makers. That's to be human for me is being the meaning maker, right?
It's one of our
And
tools.
that's, and I love your point about language, because one of the things that really drives me up a wall is to hear people talk about common sense. What is common sense to me is probably not common sense to you.
Mhm.
So when people say common sense, it means nothing almost, because it could mean anything. And we see our politicians especially saying that we just need bread and butter, common sense solutions. I'm like, really? What is that for you?
I like
Because
that
it
they're
might be something
addressing.
different for me.
There's some freedom in the term. I think we all have common sense, but it's very individual. It's the things that you learn outside of traditional education. But growing up in Chicago in a military family isn't going to resonate at all with Beck, who's in the South, and who's overseas, Lori, who's got a child, and Jennie, you're the next generation from me. So why would I make this like blanket statement called "You're all on my page"?
Well, we do that, right? Who else has anything
Because
about embodiment
because
or
the
these
brain
thoughts?
likes because the brain likes to make sense, and it's easier
Yes.
for me to make it mean you all understand without me having to explain myself. It's that dichotomy of, am I being efficient or am I being a lazy turd?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the
I'm,
embodiment, I
I'm,
think,
I'll take, oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry.
Introduce yourself a
Sorry,
minute.
Jenny. Hi, I'm Alicia. I'm here. I'm just a listener. But, I have a lot of opinions on a lot of things. I rarely ever speak them. But since you have invited me here, here I am. I do think it's really interesting because it seems like, especially in recent years, we see this trend happening online of embodiment, embodiment, embodiment. Like, I'm so glad you asked that question, Kendra, of like, what does embodiment even mean to you? Because what it sounds like it means to you, Lori, is like you're embodying and you're doing more and you're doing more and you're doing more. And like, for me, it kind of means the opposite right now. And for the last few years of my life, it's been like a deconditioning and me learning how to do less and feel okay with that. And because I was such a people pleaser and such a workaholic, and that's a wound I really needed to heal because it wasn't helping me. I was doing a lot, but I wasn't getting anywhere. And that was new to me because I've always been a high achiever. I'm a manifester in human design, and I've always been able to, manifest anything I've ever wanted. And all of that stopped, and I think it was because of trauma that all of that kind of stopped. So my human experience right now is so different from other people in the room because and it's tough because in the coaching world, you hear a lot about this embodiment and you do kind of get the message that embodying means doing more, but that's not always true for everyone. So I think it's a really interesting
No,
topic
that's a
that we're
really good point.
discussing
Yeah,
today.
I love that. And I think the for me, embodiment means this whole like as above, so below. Like the idea comes from something else that I want to pull in. And it could mean action, it could mean rest, it could mean anything, but it means holding the frequency of the thing, putting the non-material into material form. And the material form might be including actions. The material form might not be including actions. It could be meditating, relaxing, sleeping. When we embody rest, looks different than when we embody action. So that's a good distinction,
I like that you
Alicia.
have the word material and materializing and manifesting into it, because it's just an idea outside of you until you're bringing it into your experience. And I think a lot of people, and the word trauma is important to discuss because that's another word everyone uses but hasn't defined. The way it was explained to me is there's pain, there's suffering, there's misery, Trauma is when you straight up don't have the tools to process this or complete this, and so it's always like a splinter in you until it's removed, or just method you've got to erase that reality.
That I love that term. Wait, say that again. That was really good.
Which part?
You said trauma is when you experience something that you have no tools to
Tools for
process.
complete or process this. I mean, there are things that traumatize other people, and I realize they just don't have, methods or resources or abilities or consciousnesses. I mean, if I walked down the street and you called me something, I don't, I don't dysregulate. That doesn't do it to me. However, there are things that have happened that have just been so much bigger than what I had to work with. And so that splinter was there for a really long time until I could
Yeah.
find a method to get that out of my ongoing reality. And this is again where people start to get that meaning making, that storytelling, that hyper identification. It, I can't I can't be, if a human is an aliveness and a thing that happened to me is inanimate, how can I be my trauma? That's one of the reasons why, and thankfully I just had a recent breakthrough with it, is seeing the pattern of how many people in my family, how many people in my co-working spaces, my career, my friends, how many of them really run to the archetype of victim so that they don't have to take any responsibility for who they're being. And if they're destructive internally, there's no accountability. If they've brought pain to you, it's not their fault. And so now at least I have a working reference of, instead of being curious, like, oh, let's see who you are. Now, whoa, that didn't work out. Now it's, I know this isn't going to work out, and I see your markers and your patterns. So, stay on your path until that splinter in you has a method for completing or releasing or dissolving.
I think that's pretty brilliant. What do you guys think about that?
A lot of times,
And it's like,
myself.
I
Yeah,
agree.
no.
It's just that's how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And the people that don't realize that they're walking around as an exposed wound, they think something quite different. They feel like, they just, I mean, I know when, let's take like when I was younger and my dad, he committed suicide when I was 20, which is awful and horrible and very traumatic. And it made me, like, see, even I just said it, it made me, I decided on a subconscious level, like to make this mean. It didn't have to make me anything. That's the craziness when you learn about how powerful you are as a human. You
Yeah,
say
but in
these,
those moments when we don't know
right.
is where it's created.
And
when we
so
overgrow.
walking around with thinking, that woe is me and my life sucks and everything's awful, and I was definitely on a low vibe state, and attracting it because that's how it works. Reality creation is what you're putting out, you're getting back. So I was putting out really shitty vibes and I was getting back really shitty vibes, and it just kind of became a loop. You guys ever experience that, where you seem to be on a, just when it rains it pours? It's just like kind of the same, and the same crap will keep showing itself until you do change it. And as a human, we forget we can change it, I think sometimes.
Yeah, because I think that most of us don't look at what is my real identity and what am I always identifying with, and what do I not even, like Anda said, when you're in your subconscious, where am I just defaulting to this because of any type of belonging to certain groups, any sort of patterns that I was taught before I could pay attention to being taught. I mean, my God, I look at
Yeah.
the quiet kid I was because I grew up in a household of silence. Nobody taught that to me. I didn't even know I was being taught.
You're being conditioned.
That's one thing
Yeah.
about embodiment that trauma fits is, and Beck is one of the people that I'd love to invite to say something because, I've done your chart, I've done original design. I'm trying to get people, trying to make astrology great again, trying to bring it back into a certain glory that it had once upon a time. But the people I tend to gravitate towards are people who face things head on. And one of the challenges of embodiment, its opposite is disassociation. And one of the reasons we disassociate is that pain and that lack of methods or tools. Why would I want to sit in it? Why would I want to feel it if I couldn't figure it out? So I tend to lean into people who say, this sucks, it's been too long, I don't know what to do about this, and are willing to ask around. It may take a while. It's like a stain on a shirt. Sometimes you got to wash it a lot of times.
Yeah. I love how you always have like what was the thing I said about you using everyday
Everyday
language
words and creative combinations.
in creative combinations. Yeah, when you say it's like a stain on a shirt, everybody goes, "Oh, I know what that's like." It's hard to get some
Favorite
of
shirt.
those off. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, so I think then, and what was your, like when you think about embodiment, what's your hope that people take away from just the concept of this, the topic?
I think, it's like, it's all literally, that's what I meant by embodiment. Use whatever you want. If you implement, if you do something practical about given issue or experienced issue, and whatever it is, meditation, making a chart or posting more, that's already implementation. That's embodiment of, let's say, intention. I want something different. Embodiment of
Mm.
intention, and then choose the way, but choose from the heart. Not to
But
not to
yeah,
collect options. I could do this. Choose from heart and actually do something. Post more,
right.
make a chart, meditate, whatever it is. It really, I don't want to give, oh, this is the only one way. No, no, no. There is how many people, that many ways and stuff. Just do something about it and you will see the results on a human experience. I like how Kendra is saying, I know, I know, I like as well. I just really start to see those things. I identify with all that. I know, but I really like to see things and give them measurements from the human experience. Not to forgetting that, but to see that, and it gives some kind of measurement about where I was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and what is my human experience now. And it gives some kind of that sense, oh, I'm actually improving, like my life improves. There is like different
Yeah.
situations, like meetings, talking with the people, or experiencing different situations in a supermarket, parking lot, or having or not having. That's what I mean, it's like point of acknowledgement. Of course, we are all of it. We are, for sure.
Yeah. Right.
But we are here as well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think it's fun to think about being, I often say like, oh, my human wants this, even though my soul like this. Like I almost make a distinction
Yeah.
between the two. Anybody else do that? You guys ever, or are you always thinking you are just all of you as
I
one
think
thing?
I am one. I am
Mhm.
here. I have my consciousness, I have my brain, I have this subconscious that runs programs for me, but also I can feel that connection all the time with the source. I can feel all those levels, higher self or myself in a field of infinite possibilities. Again, you can call it, everyone will call different, maybe, but I like feel like more here now that I'm experiencing all of it at the same time. But well, that's how my brain works.
I was wondering if I disassociate. I
No,
was
we're
like,
down here
hmm.
in the duality. I mean, there's a lot of free will, and the way that I explain it for myself is I go, haha, the distraction or the game or Candyland wants this, but my soul would do better if I did that. And so there's contrast, you know.
Yeah. Hey, Beck, you got a thought here about what we're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, but I'm kind of like Alicia. I went through so much in the past couple of years that doing and doing and doing was so human that it wasn't working for me. And I had to take a step back and I had to just embody like me and my feelings and really get to know me and what I needed and what my soul needed. And instead of doing everything that you're supposed to do, or you need to do, and all these things. And I had to get rid of all those things. It's not what I'm supposed to do, not what I need to do. It's just who am I, and how can I take care of that? So I've been leaning
Well,
into that a lot.
so let me ask, what are your favorite, this is open to everybody, but what are your favorite ways to be you? Like what's that, to find out what you are? Because that's another part of being human, I think, is just because we can play, we can change it, we can almost like a play with costumes, right? We can be this way, we can wear our hair and makeup and dress this way, or associate with these people and be a different way. How do you differentiate the true you from these roles that we play?
I'm a self-care girl. Self-care is always how I bring myself back to me. And it looks different all the time. Like sometimes I'll color my eyes purple or pink, and sometimes I'll shave my hair off. Like sometimes I'll grow it back. It just depends. I don't know. Like it's fun for me to just kind of let myself be free in that way to do whatever I feel like doing. I think that's for me, that's my favorite way to come back to myself.
Right. Are you an Aquarius rising?
Girl, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot going on up in here all the
I'm
time.
like,
But we're getting that Aquarius season is hitting pretty hard. I love it.
Isn't
Well,
it?
Kendra's
I
our
feel as well. I feel as well. When is your birthday?
The 12th. I'm on the 12th of February.
Right.
Ooh, coming up. Kendra's
Yeah, last year.
our expert astrologer here. Do you have any like information for us that you could share about what she's talking about with Aquarius?
I think she's speaking to something wonderful. The beauty of the Aquarius domain is an understanding of the collective, is more we energy than me. And even though you're doing these things for yourself, you're opening the door, which I think is a great way to get in touch with your original design, as I call it, is expression. I think repression and what I call the morality triplets, blame, shame, and guilt, is that puts a canyon between your fake identity and what you're really supposed to be and what you're trying to bring down and materialize in this, as I call it, Earth Camp, this experience.
So if Alicia's doing pink eyebrows, that's the expression.
And it
So
lets
that's
me
the better
know
question. That's the better question. How do you guys express yourself? How are you expressing yourself lately? Recently?
creative writing.
I mean, that was what?
Creative writing.
Yeah,
Keep my
creative.
voice tuned up, and even if it's something I tried a 30-day journal where I thought, ooh, I'm gonna write down my 30 secrets. I'll make it anonymous, and I'll let my love interest read it. I burned that thing down. No, it went into the fire pit on day 24. I said, I guess I like having secrets. Not everything needs to be shared. We're gonna do
Burn
some.
it in the fire pit. That's funny. What
Yeah.
about you guys? Who else has a favorite way of expressing?
I'm really prioritizing myself. I'm Aquarius as well, so mine is a little bit before February, but yeah, like really prioritizing myself. And each moment, if it's not coming yet naturally at some moments, I really pause and think what I want. Do I want to say yes or no? And really go, and that really goes together for me with that who I am. I'm changing all the time. I cannot tell you guys, today I am this, because this moment I'm sitting here, I'm just a human having a spiritual conversation. When I will go tomorrow on a call with a client, I will be a spiritual mentor. I will be a healer. In a few minutes, I will go downstairs. I will be just a mom for now adult son. Who I am for myself is somebody who is choosing myself every single day and every single moment. And there is a result. My shadow, those who know me, my shadow is flowing. I'm not anymore. I can do then. I know what I can. And I'm in a new office space.
Yay, that's exciting.
That's my human experience because I chose me. I chose to embody this human experience, me. And when I make those choices, I actually make them from the point of view, me as a human, what I want. You know what? I want to sleep. And then I'm gonna sleep because soul no needs the sleep, right? It's an examples, guys. But yeah, choosing me by each moment. And if I have to choose somebody else, do I want to choose them? Well, if it's my cat, yeah, I'm gonna choose her because she cannot open the food herself, right?
Right.
Even if I'm very tired. But if it's my adult son, I choose myself sometimes. Right? Does it make sense? I don't know. I'm talking a lot again.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
okay.
it does make sense, and it makes perfect sense because so many people get into that pattern and that trap of like, oh, I got to take care of, I should do this, I should do that, and I've gotten in the habit of whenever I tell myself that I should do something, I'm like, ew, I'm not shoulding anything, like, ew,
I
I'm
think
gonna
that's
do what I want to
Aquarius
do.
thing. Don't tell me don't tell me what to do and I won't tell you where to go.
Yeah, not even me
Yeah.
can tell me what to do. Like, no, ew. What do you mean you
Exactly.
should? No.
We have a lot of rebels in here without causes or with causes.
That's total Aquarius thing. That's
That's
total. Yeah. Don't tell me what to
Okay.
do and I won't tell you where to go.
I
Okay.
like that,
All right.
Alicia, because I've been getting rid of the shoulds. So I like that you.
ew.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I have
Don't
a
So that's
should
it.
yourself, Kat. That's wrong.
But I will say this goes back to like how I always find, so in human design, mine is the right angle cross of planning. And so there's a lot of shoulds with planning. And I think there's nothing wiser than the SMART goals, even though it makes me want to throw up talking about them. um, because they literally are the tools that you need to manifest. I mean, we need to be specific. We need to be able to measure. Like Lori was saying, I talk to more people, and now I have more higher results. And the actions that we do, and is it relative, and having a time base so that we're not just floating around forever going, oh, nothing ever changes. So it does, when we like, it becomes more narrow, it becomes more tangible when we use that tool, and it doesn't have to take away from your spirit or essence or soul. But I see often people look at it like it's one or the other. I can't express my truest self. Like, this comes especially when I see people trying to promote offers, and I always tell them you need to give yourself 20 days of promoting it consistently in order to probably have the amount of people that you would like to show up for your thing. And endlessly, this does not happen. Endlessly, people go, well, I just had this great idea, so I put it out there just to see what would happen. And I'm like, and what happened? Nothing really happened. Yeah, okay. And so, going back, it's not because it was a bad idea. It wasn't because it wasn't, truly coming from your heart. There is a little bit of like this, I don't know if it's the rules of this realm, right? Kind of a thing, but there's a little bit of like, I call them best practices in marketing. And the best practices are not fun things. They are boring, soul sucking if you really don't have the right attitude about it. Like, if you feel like, oh, I'm being told I have to do this and my brain goes, no, then it's going to be really hard. But if you're demanding of the universe to be magical at all moments for you, I find it becomes less magical and you actually have a harder time. Whereas if there's some things that you'll say, you know what, all right, I don't love to be live on a camera, and look, it makes me feel self-conscious, I'm talking for myself here, guys. It's like, and I'm like, I feel funny, and I say, but I know that no one can hear me unless I do these things, so I kind of have to do it, and that's when my language is, I have to get over myself. I have to get over my fear, insecurity, or displeasure. Like, it's not, I don't even feel like it's a fear anymore. I feel like it's just more of a story I told myself for so long that
Other
it's hard
people's
to,
stories too. This group
yeah.
today happens to be all female, and clearly, societally, there's so much more censorship around women's agency, around speaking up or expressing. And some of those things that we fear the most, or like you said, your clients who are so in the adrenaline of, I had a great idea, I want to get out there. I'm sure you're dying to express. I'm sure that you want to ride that wave. Follow through has become my personal dopamine. My favorite word in the universe is done or complete. I really enjoy it. And I have to be careful because that can also, in the dark side, as you become a workaholic, you're finishing everything. You're always, always, always completing and giving yourself these little like micro achievements. I have a lot of unlimited in me because I did that. And I see a lot of people in a limitation trying so hard to get it all in that one shot they take. It is a story you tell yourself. You don't have just one time. Put your offer out there forever. I've got things that I made 10 years ago that are just selling now. It's not new to me, it's new to you. So I just keep putting it out there because somebody else is going to be.
That's a great point. It's not new to me, but it's new to you. So it's still new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helps
That's
me
a
a lot.
nice, yeah, that's a nice reframe.
The freedom of being such a loner and a very unrestricted kid, like I had an institution telling me what to do, not people. Like the military culture told me what to do. I have a for people who are walking away from people pleasing because it is so personal. And that word that Alicia used is the shoulds. If you slow the brain down, you can even tell who gave you that should. I mean, if I chill this out enough, I've got a relative who thinks that women who wear glasses don't want to be hit on. And it was said so many times that even though I thought it was straight up stupid, it did have an imprint. And so I'm always
Yeah.
very,
Oh,
very
it was in the
neurotic
back of
about
your mind.
well, I'm very neurotic about my glasses choices. I'm not just like, oh, these will do. No, I can just be like, how do they look? How do they look? So there is
Really? I don't know what you mean.
there's that, we all have our special little neurosis that was handed down to us. It's to me, can you get really in touch with the agenda of are you reacting to something and what were they doing telling you in the first place? My grandpa did
Yeah.
not like how free spirited I was as a kid. Like I needed to lock that down. Oh well.
I remember my daughter's dad's mother one time told me, maybe if you wore a little lipstick, you like
So she can
what,
see better at
turn
night.
your son on? Like,
Well,
that's
it's to
okay.
validate his choice of you, which validates her extension of him as her son. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. I just always thought, like, I don't need the advice. Thank you. Although, I mean, I do get everybody feels a little
yeah,
naked without something. I mean, whatever it is, whatever your thing is.
my
That's
glasses.
so funny. Yeah, the glasses. Well, I always said, let's go around. If you were on a like deserted island and it was just you, like you and maybe a few other people, but like, what's the one? Is there one item that you have
Cats.
to have? What? Hat?
Cats.
Yeah.
Cats.
Oh, cat. Yeah. What is it? I know what mine is, but I'll save it for last.
I'd need really
Chapstick.
good slippers.
What is it? What, Alicia?
Oh, chapstick. I need a lip balm always.
Oh, chapstick. Yes, chapstick. Okay, that's a good one.
Constantly.
Okay, got it.
Shut it.
Yeah. Lori, what's yours?
I would need my hairbrush. I would need to
Okay.
brush my hair so that it's not like a mess.
Okay. Yeah. Anda?
I cannot think about anything.
You don't have one go-to thing that you're like, oh my God, I have to have if nothing else, you have this. I'm not even talking about clothes. Of course, you have one outfit on, but I mean, just like,
Must you bring with you everywhere you go on trips when you're far away from home?
yeah, you don't have anything
Driving
else?
license. Driving license. Well, I have always this one, but I can live without it. No, I just like, I don't have well, I have
You're good. That's good. I'm
just like simple human things. Home key, driving license or passport, phone and bank card.
None of that works on a deserted island,
That's
though.
the thing. That's the thing. All other things, they are just, I don't know what I want today. Today I had,
I think that's the key. I don't know what I want today.
I,
Yeah.
I've been there.
All right. Well, for me, it's eyeliner. I do not want to be anywhere on the planet without my eyeliner.
okay.
want
It's just,
really
I
great
feel like I look like a whole different person and I hate it.
I don't want my feet walking on things where I don't know what's been there before.
So you want little footy shoes,
I
like the
want-
little beach shoes?
I want kick-ass slippers. I want the kind where a hotel's like, where'd you get those? Those are amazing.
On a deserted island, you want fuzzy slippers.
Yeah, I might step on rocks and glass. There might be dead fish. There might be gross crap. Somebody might have been there before who had. I am not absorbing that stuff.
Okay. All right.
Okay, no, I still don't have thing. It depends on
Okay.
how long. If forever, I will take my cat. That is something I never will leave forever behind. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, but that's really only if it's for a week, she can stay home. Yeah.
Take her with you.
I love thinking about all this. I see how everybody's different and just even talking about these few things today. So I want to wrap it up, but thank you so much, guys. And what we want to do is every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, invite you watching at home right now or wherever you are watching this to come join us next week. And all you have to do that, I'll leave the link below so that you can join us next week. And I can't wait to hear what you what you think of what it is to be human, right? Like I think this is really cool. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Jenny.
Bye.
All right. See you later.